King Frederik's heartbreak, Queen Mary collapses during France visit with children, the untold story. Welcome to BNews. The Danish royal family is facing one of its most heartbreaking and unexpected crises in recent memory. Queen Mary of Denmark, the beloved Australian-born consort who has captured hearts around the world with her grace, resilience, and dedication, reportedly collapsed while visiting France with her 4 children, leaving King Frederik devastated and rushing to her side. The incident, which took place during what was supposed to be a quiet family holiday, has sent shockwaves through Denmark, Australia, and royal watchers worldwide. It's a stark reminder that even the most polished and admired figures in public life are, at the end of the day, human beings with very real limits. Before we dive into all the emotional details, the events leading up to Queen Mary's collapse, the dramatic scene in France, King Frederik's reaction, and what this means for the future of the monarchy, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to BNews, and turn on notifications so you never miss our in-depth royal coverage. Leave us a comment with your thoughts and best wishes for Queen Mary, and let's support her together in this trying moment. Now, join us as we take you behind the headlines and reveal the full, untold story of Queen Mary's collapse and King Frederik's heartbreak. The quiet French countryside has always held a special place in the royal couple's hearts. After months of constant public engagements, ceremonies, and state functions, Queen Mary and King Frederik had planned for her and the children to spend a few peaceful days in Provence while the king remained in Denmark to complete a series of official duties. Friends of the family say this was meant to be a restorative trip, a chance for the queen to relax, recharge, and focus on being a mother away from cameras and scrutiny. But the calm they sought was shattered when Queen Mary, during a morning walk with her children near their rented estate, suddenly stumbled and collapsed to the ground. Witnesses describe a harrowing scene. The queen appeared visibly pale and disoriented before fainting, causing immediate alarm among her children, particularly Prince Christian, who quickly called for help. Onlookers reportedly rushed over to assist while Princess Isabella comforted her younger siblings, trying to keep them calm. Within minutes, local emergency services arrived and transported the Queen to a nearby private clinic. As news of the Queen's health scare made its way back to Copenhagen, King Frederik's reaction was nothing short of heartbreaking. Palace insiders say that as soon as he was informed, he cancelled his day's engagements on the spot, leaving a room full of dignitaries stunned as he walked out without explanation. Within hours, he boarded a private jet to France, visibly shaken and unable to hide his distress. One aide described the king's demeanor as shell-shocked, saying, "It was clear that nothing mattered to him in that moment but being with Mary. He looked like a man who'd just seen his whole world crash down." Onlookers at the French hospital later spotted King Frederik arriving late at night, escorted by security but clutching a bouquet of white flowers for his wife. Witnesses say he entered her room quietly, but his relief upon seeing her awake was palpable, though his eyes betrayed exhaustion and worry. For those who have long admired the deep bond between Frederik and Mary, the sight was a poignant reminder of their enduring love story. Over the years, Queen Mary has earned a reputation as one of the hardest-working royals in Europe, and her seemingly tireless schedule is a testament to her dedication. But behind the poised and polished public appearances, many have wondered whether the relentless demands of her role, particularly since becoming queen earlier this year, were taking a toll on her health. Those close to her say she has been increasingly fatigued in recent weeks, but characteristically brushed off concerns, insisting that she was fine and needed to keep going. Medical experts consulted by Danish media speculate that the Queen's collapse was likely caused by a combination of exhaustion, dehydration, and stress, a dangerous trio, especially for someone constantly in the spotlight. One physician commented, "She has been under an extraordinary amount of pressure, and while she hides it well, the body can only take so much." This should serve as a wake-up call. The official palace statement was brief and reassuring, noting that the Queen experienced a health incident but was resting comfortably and receiving excellent care. Still, the lack of specific details has fueled speculation, with some wondering whether there is more to the story than the palace is letting on. Could there be an underlying health condition? Or is this simply the result of overwork? Royal watchers have pointed out that Queen Mary has not had a proper break since her coronation, and the demands of adjusting to her new role as queen, on top of being a mother of 4, have been monumental. The public, however, has responded with an outpouring of love and support, flooding social media with heartfelt messages and prayers for her recovery. In Denmark, the news has sparked a national conversation about the pressures faced by modern royals, and the unrealistic expectations placed upon them. Editorials in leading newspapers have called for the Queen to take all the time she needs to recover, and for the palace to re-evaluate how much is being asked of her. As one columnist wrote, Queen Mary has given so much of herself to this country. The least we can do is give her the grace and patience to heal. Across the world and Australia, the reaction has been equally emotional. As Tasmania's most famous daughter, Queen Mary remains a beloved figure in her homeland. Australian television networks broke into regular programming to report the story, and morning shows were flooded with calls and messages from fans expressing concern and admiration. "She's one of ours, and she's done us proud," one caller said. "We're all pulling for her to get better." King Frederik's devotion throughout this ordeal has touched many, showing a rare and deeply human side of royalty. Witnesses say he has barely left Mary's side since arriving in France, reportedly sleeping in a chair in her hospital room and holding her hand for hours at a time. Hospital staff have described him as polite but visibly emotional, often whispering words of encouragement and brushing a strand of hair from her face. For the Danish public, who have followed Frederik and Mary's love story since the very beginning, these scenes are a reminder of the strength of their bond, a modern fairy tale that has endured through highs and lows. Sources close to the family say the children have been staying at the estate with trusted aides and extended family, away from cameras and public attention. Prince Christian has reportedly stepped into a protective role, reassuring his younger siblings and keeping them occupied as their mother recovers. Observers note that this moment could mark a coming of age for Christian, who is next in line to the throne. Looking ahead, palace sources suggest that Queen Mary will remain in France for at least several more weeks as doctors monitor her condition. King Frederik is expected to temporarily take on more public duties alone, though he is reportedly reluctant to leave her side for long. Some of the couple's scheduled engagements in the coming months may be postponed or delegated to other senior royals. This incident has reignited debates about whether royal families should modernize further by easing the workload and focusing on quality over quantity of appearances. Many argue that the health of the Queen is far more important than maintaining a relentless calendar of events. For now, Queen Mary remains under observation, resting and regaining her strength. Friends say she is already asking about her children and worrying about resuming her duties, a testament to her sense of responsibility and commitment. But doctors and family alike are urging her to focus on herself, at least for the moment. Her collapse has served as a sobering reminder that no amount of regal poise can shield someone from the very human limits of their own body. And yet, in her vulnerability, Queen Mary has shown a strength of another kind, the courage to slow down and accept help. As the Queen recuperates, she remains in the thoughts and prayers of millions around the world. And while the road ahead may include some difficult decisions about how much she can and should take on, her legacy as a devoted queen, wife, and mother is already secure. In closing, we are left with a question that goes beyond just one royal family. In our modern world, do we demand too much from our public figures? Should the pressures of duty ever come before health and family? Let us know your thoughts and send your best wishes for Queen Mary in the comments below. Your voice matters, and we'd love to hear what you think.